So thank you for joining me this morning for our Feel Good Friday, and we're going to have a little bit of a flow today, just checking in and doing some of the postures that we've already done so far linked with Vishwada Chakra. So we're going to begin by lying back and down in our mats. So get yourself comfortable and just check that when your head is resting down that you're not tucking your chin in, nor are you having your chin stuck up to the ceiling. So if you're one of these people with sort of a slightly rounded back, you might need to put something under your head so your chin can just be in a nice parallel plane or a nice plane with your ceiling. So it's not sticking up, it's not sticking down, but there's nice length in the back of the neck. Draw your shoulders down and away from your ears. The heel of the right foot at the right edge of the mat, the heel of the left foot at the left edge of the mat. So arms are rotated so the backs of the hands can be in the floor, palms facing up, open, ready to receive, ready to give. And just bring your awareness to your breath. So you've made the effort to get yourself here in the mat. So there's nowhere else you need to be for the next hour or so. And just allow yourself to be here now. Notice the in and the out of your breath. Breathing in, freshness and renewal. Breathing out, letting go, allowing your body just to release and settle a tiny little bit more onto your mat. Now, bring your awareness to your throat chakra. Excuse me. So your throat chakra is that sort of little triangular dip, more or less there, just above the collarbones. And of course it's affected by the shoulder girdle and the arms. And that's why we want to keep a nice openness here. So just take a second and maybe check that there's a nice openness here at the collarbones and your shoulders are rolling back and down, just to allow that nice sense of openness at the Vishwada Chakra. And now notice your breath as it passes through this area of your body, past your voice box, your larynx, all those muscles there in your throat. And just be aware of any sensations that you might feel in that area with the inhale and with the exhale. So this is the area where you might begin to hear your breath a bit. So if you want to, you can maybe begin to use your Ujjayi breath here. Just very lightly. So of course, Vishwada Chakra, they say that it's very much connected to the emotional center of your brain, which is why if we get emotional or we begin to feel maybe that lump in your throat, or if you're moved by something in particular, you'll feel a lump in your throat. And equally, if you get very nervous about something, maybe your voice will come out a little high squeak, not your normal voice at all, because your throat immediately begins to constrict a little bit. So the more we can be aware of our throat chakra and know how we can open it and balance it, the less likely that is to happen to us. So just continue to notice the breath there at the throat chakra. Without really doing much more, just the very gentlest of Ujjayi breaths if you've decided to do that. And I'm just going to read you some of the mantras we talked about in previous class, all to do with the throat chakra, all little affirmations that we might want to choose to repeat to ourselves or keep in mind. I listen to my inner voice. So again, important to do with our intuition, that we're not afraid to listen to our inner voice and express that. I hear clearly. Perhaps one of the hardest parts of balancing your throat chakra, because we all like to talk, but we need to listen. We need to hear what others are saying. We need to pick up how they're feeling. We need to give others the opportunity to use their voice. I speak my truth with compassion. So while we want to speak our truth, we're not going to be cruel. We're not going to say hurtful things. I express myself confidently. And that's all to do with believing in what you're saying. Having the confidence to say what you believe. My voice is clear, my voice is strong. And that is to do with exercising our voice. Because we all know that when we wake up in the morning, we might be a bit croaky. And we just think, oh, it'll wear off. And it usually does as we talk during the day. But one of the things you can do is just to sing or hum. And both those things help to make you feel good, and at the same time, toning your throat chakra. So now we've spent a few minutes settling the physical body, calming the mind. Now we're ready to begin the physical aspect of our practice. So as always, listen to your own body. Don't do anything that you know doesn't suit you, anything that is going to hurt you. Oh. Yeah, I hear you.
I can't hear you.
At all?
There was no sound.
Pardon?
There was no sound. I couldn't hear you.
You didn't hear any of that?
I heard no.
For God's sake. Is it working? The sound working here? And that's on. Flippin' heck.
Working now, but there was nothing. And then I saw, you not see me pop up to see if you were lying down or sitting up.
Oh, see, when did it stop?
It was when I was doing the Ujjayi breath.
For flip's sake. It's okay now.
Yes, fine.
See, Shane thought it was this bit of the microphone, but it must be this bottom bit. Okay, right, well,
It's gone again.
I've gone again. Am I back?
You've gone again there. You're fine now.
Leave that out. Is that okay?
Yes, that's fine.
Right, leave that wire out a bit. Maybe that wire's been too tight. Okay. Right, well, hopefully that's okay. I saw you poking about there, but I wasn't sure whether it was me or you. Right, okay, well, we'll just go on with the physical bit, will we? You can still hear me now, can you?
Are you sure? I mean, if you want to read this, you can.
No, I'll go on because I'll have to record it anyway.
Whatever suits you, yeah.
Can you hear it now? Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now we've spent a few minutes centering ourselves. We are ready to begin the physical aspect of this morning's practice. So as always, listen to your own body. Don't be doing anything that you know is going to hurt it, annoy you, aggravate any old injuries. Leave a posture out, take a rest. You know what's best for you. So now we're just going to bring our knees in towards our chest and have a little rock from side to side. Maybe 2 or 3 rocks one way and then the other, or rock 2 or 3 times from side to side. And then bring your hands to the fronts of your knees and just do 2 or 3 nice gentle circles one way. Then change direction and 2 or 3 circles the other way. And then keep your right knee squeezed in, straighten your left leg along the floor and plant your left hand on your left thigh. And now keeping control of your right knee, so bring the fingers so they're going down towards the toes. Work strongly into the heel of the left leg and begin to do 3 nice circles round to the right with your right knee. So feel you're getting into all those gritty bits where it doesn't really want to go. And then 3 round the other direction. And I've just realised you're going to the right no matter what way you go this way, aren't you? So just change direction anyway. And just be aware of any gritty bits and maybe give them another little bit of an extra massage. And then we'll swap sides. So straighten your right leg out along the floor, bring your left knee in, give it a squeeze. And then bring your right hand onto your right thigh, left fingers onto the left hand onto the left knee, fingers pointing down. And again, 3 nice big slow circles one way. And then change direction. So keep working into the heel of the right foot and leg. And again, notice any wee bits that are a wee bit tight or a wee bit gritty. And really just work into them. And then plant the left foot in the floor. Bring your right foot in beside it. Tuck your shoulders in under. So we want the heels to be just where you could graze the heels with your middle fingers. Tuck your shoulders in under. Knees and hips or knees and feet rather, hip width apart. Your hips will only ever be hip width apart. That's a good one. Okay, so we're going to do baby bridge. So press into your feet, lift your hips up. So don't worry about going too high for this first one. And exhale, gently lower down. Inhale up. And bring sternums coming towards your chin, chin up towards the ceiling. And exhale, lower down. So we're going to do one more, and this time we're going to hold it. So inhale, lift yourself up. So really press into your feet, really lift up for this one. Get as much height as you can. Tuck your shoulders in as much as you can. And keep your chin facing up towards the ceiling. And then from here, if you need to, you can use a brick, if you have a brick handy, and put it on the not the highest edge, but not the lowest edge, to support your hips, to make it a bit easier for you. But otherwise, press strongly into your left foot. Bring your right knee in towards the ceiling. Don't let the left hip sag down. And then straighten your right leg up towards the ceiling. So keep pressing into that left foot. Keep your left hip lifting up. If you're on a brick, this won't be too difficult. And then lower your right leg straight down until your knee's in line with your left hip, or left knee. And then plant your right foot in the floor. So stay up if you can. Take a wee rest and come down if you need to. And we'll do the other side. So keep your brick there if you need it. Left knee into your chest. And straighten the left leg up towards the ceiling. Point the toes. Lift up out of the right hip. Press into the right foot. Shoulders away from your ears. Don't let any tension come in. Keep your chin parallel to the floor, to the ceiling rather. Point your left toes as you lower your left leg down until the knee's in line with the right knee, and then plant the left foot, and nice and slowly and gently unroll down onto the mat, and maybe bring your knees in briefly and just do a couple of wee circles. And then bring your feet down again. You need to roll probably a little bit onto the right side of your body, but we're going to actually come up and sit with our feet out in front, knees bent. So we're going to do reverse tabletop, so your fingers can be facing forwards, in behind, or they can be out to the sides, or you can have them going back. So it depends on your shoulders, it depends on your wrists, which way you want them to be. And if this is too much for you, you can just do the half tabletop. But I think we should just go for the whole works today, okay? So you're going to roll your shoulders back and down, lift your heart center up to begin with, press into your feet, and bring your hips towards your knees as you lift up. So don't let your head fall back unless you know that's okay for you. So don't let your bottom sag. Lift your bottom up. And just again, look up at the ceiling. So I've described it as keeping control of your neck. So lifting up, one more big inhale here. And exhale. Nice and gently, lower yourself down, fold forward over your thighs very briefly, just to give your shoulders maybe a wee break, and then swing your legs to one side and meet me in easy cross leg. So sit on your brick or your block if you want to. It's always a good idea to sit up on something. It gives you that little bit of an extra pelvic tilt so that you can sit up nice and tall. So shift the flesh off your sit bones and sit up nice and tall. So feel you're lifting up from Muladhara Chakra right the whole way up there to the back of your throat. So we did say that Vishwada Chakra is all connected to your shoulder girdle and all around here. So we'll bring our fingertips to our shoulders to start off with, and we'll just do a few nice rotations with our elbows. So try and bring your elbows to almost touch each other. And then we'll change direction. So now you're trying to get your shoulder blades to almost rub against each other. Lovely, that's it. And then we're going to reach your arms out to the side. So really feel you're opening up. So the palms of your hands are facing up towards the ceiling. Shoulders rolling back and down. Take a big inhale and bring your hands up. Follow your hands up as you go. and then rotate and turn so you're pressing the air away on the way down. So inhale, feel you're lifting all that air up, shoulders rolling back and down. And exhale, arms rotate and press the air away this time. So inhale, bring yourself up. And you can look up if you want to, and exhale, rotate and come down. So we're going to come back to our hands on our shoulders, but we're going to take our elbows out wide this time, and we're just going to do a few nice twists from side to side. So it'll be quite a quick, short breath for this, and I would suggest you keep your head in the center, otherwise you get quite dizzy. So it's just going to be like this. We'll start off quite slowly, round to the right, left, right, left. So see how much turn you can get, and then see if you can speed it up, and then really breathe with it. Couple more. That feels good in your waist too. And then gently bring your arms down, roll forward and bring yourself into tabletop. So from here we're going to press the floor away. So pressing into the base of the index finger and thumb. Fingers are well spread, tuck your toes under and bring yourself up into downward facing dog. So lift your sit bones up nice and high and walk your dog. So as you bend your right leg, maybe look under your left arm. As you bend your left leg, maybe look under your right arm. And then come into your static dog, lift your sit bones up. And as high as you can, take your heels back and down. Navel back towards your spine, shoulders away from your ears. Try not to let the weight come forward. Take a big inhale here. And now another breath. And this time on the exhale, we're going to step forward with the right foot and leg, left knee to the floor. Get your balance and then press into your right hand and inhale up with the left. So the right knee and ankle are in line. Don't let it roll in as you lift up. Exhale down. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up and exhale down. And then press into the fingertips. Maybe bring your hands onto your thigh. Lift yourself up and bring your arms out into cactus arms. Feel that you're opening up the heart center and the throat chakra. So you're just gazing up at the ceiling. You're not flinging your head back. So there's a nice sense of openness here. One more big inhale here. And then exhale, bring yourself forward. And again, if you have your brick handy, if you were using your brick, you're going to bring your brick down and put it at the baby toe side of your right foot. Pad your left knee if you need to, but come off the left kneecap a little bit and bend the left knee foot in towards your bottom and see if you can hold onto your left foot, your left leggings, or if you have a belt handy, use it. So you can have your hand on the floor, but what we're wanting to do is get a nice bit of openness here. So if you've no block, that's fine. Lift up and maybe rotate the left shoulder and begin to look over the left shoulder. Lovely. One more big inhale here. Gently release your left foot. Roll back onto the left knee and bring your right knee back beside it. And from here, we're going to do 8 limb pose. So we're going to come down into tabletop. And then chest and chin to the floor. Shoulders rolling back and down. And then slither through into baby cobra. Bring your forehead down. Bring your elbows so that they're below your shoulders. So both lower arms parallel to each other and parallel to the floor. Lift your low ribs up and draw your navel back slightly to support your spine. So there should be no pinching here. Press your elbows into the floor, shoulders rolling away, crown of the head towards the ceiling. Sphinx pose. So when you do this properly, it's quite strong. So one more big inhale here, and either stay here, or if you want to work a bit harder, tuck your toes under and bring yourself up into forearm plank or Sphinx plank. So lift the whole of the front body up to the back body, press into the heels. You're just looking forward towards the end of your mat. Navel back towards your spine. Lovely. Breathe. Feel that you're drawing your sacrum down towards your heels almost. One more breath here. And then lower your knees down. Walk your hands back. Tuck your toes under. Bring yourself back up into a wide legged, as if we're going to do child's pose, big toes to touch. Bottom down onto your heels. Walk your hands back. So turn your hands so that the backs of your hands are on the floor. So we're going to do lion's breath. So you want your fingers as close to your knees as you can. So you're meant to look like a lion in this pose. So lift your heart center through, pressing into the backs of your hands. Assume these are the backs of your hands, your front paws. And this is one where you take a big inhale, stick your tongue out in the exhale and look up towards your third eye. So inhale, draw your heart center through, open your mouth wide, and look up at your third eye. One more, or two more even. Inhale, exhale. One more. Inhale. And then from here, we're just going to walk our hands forward, tuck your toes under, and bring yourself back into downward facing dog. And we're going to do all of that on the other side. And walk your dog. So take your weight onto your right foot, look forward, step through with the left foot, right knee to the floor. So get your balance. First of all, plant the left hand beside the baby toe side of the left foot. So knee and ankle in line, and this arm will help to keep this knee in the right place. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. One more. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Then press into the top of the back foot, into the front foot, and bring yourself up into low lunge with cactus arms. And again, you're looking up at the ceiling, but you're not throwing your head back. A nice sense of openness at the throat chakra. Pressing into the top of the foot. Shoulders rolling back and down. Big inhale here. And exhale, roll forward and down again. Get your block, if you have it. Roll off the kneecap and the right leg, right side. And bend your right foot in towards your chest. Rotate your right shoulder. And begin to turn towards the right. And just allow your head to look over your right shoulder. One more breath here, lifting up. And then gently release your right foot. Set your block to one side. So begin to straighten that left leg. Press onto the top of the back foot. Bring yourself up into high kneeling, come forward into tabletop, and then knees, so our knees are down, chest, chin to the floor, limb pose, elbows tucked in, Slither through into baby cobra. Try and use the muscles in your back, shoulders rolling away. Lower down, forehead to the floor. Bring your elbows below your shoulders. Lower arms parallel to each other into the mat. Bring your front ribs forward, navel back towards the spine. Crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Pressing into your elbows, shoulders drawing back and down. One more big inhale here. Tuck your toes under. Stay here if you want to, or do your plank pose. Press into the heels. Lift the whole of the front body up into the back body and just look forward over the end of your mat. And breathe. Lovely. One more breath here. And then lower your knees down. Bring your hands back. Tuck your toes under. Bring yourself back. Take your knees out the full width of your mat. And we'll just come down into balasana here. So bring your forehead down onto the floor, bottom down towards your heels, arms back. So wide leg, child's pose. Bring your forehead onto the floor and just begin to massage your third eye. Rolling your forehead gently from side to side on your mat. And if you can reach your feet easily, maybe you'll give the feet a little massage at the same time too. One more breath here. And then walk your hands forward. And we're going to come back up into downward facing dog. So walk your dog. Very briefly, we're not staying here. Take the weight onto your left foot and bring your right leg up into three-legged dog. So bend your right knee, right leg, and take your right knee up towards the ceiling. Check your left kneecap is lifted and it's in line with your ankle. Don't allow your left leg to float out to the left. Make sure you're pressing strongly into both arms. Maybe you'll rotate your right ankle while you're here. Take a big inhale here and exhale, right knee to nose. Roll forward so you're over your wrists. Inhale back, exhale, knee to nose. Inhale forward and back, inhale back, exhale, knees, nose. Inhale back, exhale, knee to right tricep. Inhale back, exhale, knee to right tricep. Inhale back, knee to right tricep. Inhale back, this time we're going to step it through and plant the heel of the left foot and bring your right elbow up onto your right thigh. Turn the toes of the back foot in ever so slightly and we're up into our extended side angle, at least we will be in a minute. Bring your left arm up, bring it over close to your ear, press into the left side, the baby toe side of the left foot, reach into the left fingertips, feel length all along the left side of the body, reaching up, and if you want to, you can turn your head and look under your left arm. Reaching up, so don't collapse into this right elbow, keep pressing away. Feeling openness across the front of the body and your head in a nice line with the rest of your spine and your throat chakra nice and open. One more breath here. And then begin to straighten your front leg. So it doesn't have to be completely straight. And let that right arm drop down. So we're in a version of Trikonasana, triangle pose. So just let your arm be wherever it was once you straightened your leg or your hand. And then if you want to, You can bring your left hand up towards the ceiling and turn your head, look up at your left thumb. Trikonasana, pressing strongly into the front foot. So you can have a soft bend in this front leg. So feel that you're drawing the left hip back a bit. One more big inhale here. And exhale, windmill your hands down. Pivot in the toes of the back foot, press into the toes of the back foot and bring yourself back into downward facing dog. And now we're going to do that on the other side. So wee quick walk of your dog, wee breather here, and then take the weight onto your right foot, lift your left leg up, press the floor away. Bring your left heel in towards your right buttock, left knee up towards the ceiling. Check that your right kneecap's lifted, knee and ankle in a nice line. And maybe rotate your left ankle a little bit. So don't collapse into the right side. Don't let the right side have a wee break. Lovely. And then from here, we're going to take a big inhale. Exhale, left knee to nose. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to left tricep. Inhale back. Knee to left tricep. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to tricep. Inhale back, and this time look forward. Step through with the left foot. Plant the heel of the right foot. Left elbow onto the left thigh. Press strongly into the baby toe side of the right foot. Lift up out of the left elbow. And bring your right arm over close to your right ear. And if you want to, you can turn your head and look under the right arm. So reaching into the fingertips, pressing into the baby toe side. Really reaching. Feel the stretch from the baby toe side right up. Head and a nice line with your spine. One more breath here. And then begin to straighten the front leg. So you can keep a wee bend in this front leg if you want to. And then allow your left hand to drop down to wherever it goes. So we're in a sort of closed triangle here. And then inhale, bring your right arm up into Trikonasana and look up at your right thumb. So draw your head back. Don't let your head, keep your head in control. Don't let it collapse. Keep pressing strongly into the baby toe side of the right foot. One more big inhale here. And exhale. Windmill the right hand down. And the left hand, pivot in the toes of the back foot and step back into downward facing dog. Well done. So come into your nice, restful, downward facing dog. So we breather here just before we do our last couple of postures. So lift your sit bones up, lift your kneecaps, arm bones rolling out, big quadriceps sort of rolling in. Let your head go, navel back towards your spine. One more breath here. And gently bring your knees down to the floor. Walk your hands back And sit back on your heels. So from here, we're going to do like a prep for Camel Pose. So bring yourself up into high kneeling. So your knees are about hip width apart. Roll your shoulders back and down and bring your hands to your lower back. So fingertips are pointing down towards your hips and your thumbs are sort of coming forward. Roll your shoulders back and your elbows back and feel that you're lifting the rib cage up away from your hips. Take a big inhale here, and when you have lots of length, maybe you'll come into the tiniest wee bit of a back bend. So bring your hips forward and allow your shoulders to go back. So I would say keep control of your head. Don't be letting your head go anywhere too drastic at the minute. So keep rolling your shoulders back. Keep lifting up with the inhale, getting length. So it's not a big back bend here at the minute. One more inhale and exhale. Gently bring yourself back to center. So you can keep one hand, left hand here, or you can bring it in at the back of your waist like this. And we're just going to swing our right arm up and down, and maybe you'll graze your heels, maybe come onto the toes. Brings your heels a wee bit closer. Maybe you'll graze your heels, maybe you won't. Doesn't really matter. But if you can, maybe you'll be able to go a step further in this pose. So now I will swap sides. So either keep your hand here or put your right elbow here and swing your left arm round. Follow your left thumb. And then either keep your hands where they are, or if you think you can go a bit further, the other thing you can do is have a couple of bricks and put them either side, and then again that brings them up. Means you don't have quite so far to go back either, so you can bring your hands onto the bricks and come back like this. Or only if you feel it's within your practice, maybe begin to take your right arm back. Maybe you'll take hold of the right heel. Maybe you'll just do half, but keep your hips coming forward. Maybe you'll try the other side as well. So keep lifting your hips forward, lift your heart center up. And I don't like my head going back here, but if you know it's okay for you, you can let your head drop back. I don't really enjoy this for some reason, but it is very opening for your throat chakra. I prefer to keep my head just so that I'm looking up at the ceiling. Your choice. So lifting up, lift your heart center up. There should be no pain, no pinching. One more big inhale here. And gently release your heels. Bring yourself forward. And nice and slowly sit down on your bottom. Just see how that feels now. Couple of breaths here. And then maybe bring your elbows onto the floor. Cup your chin with your hands. Couple of breaths here. Maybe make fists. Forehead down onto your fists. So breathing into the back body, exhaling into the front body. And then maybe bring your hands down, bring your forehead onto your hands. And then if you want to complete it, you can bring your hands back beside your heels. Allow your shoulders to roll forward and forehead onto the floor. Balasana, child's pose. So breathing into the back body, exhaling into the front body. And then gently begin to walk your hands forward. Bring yourself up. So just one little pose we're going to try. So we're going to do fish pose or a version of it. So again, have your brick handy. So we'll come into this just by lying down on the floor and have your head on your brick. So you actually want your brick slightly closer, slightly further down your head than you think you need, so if you know what I mean, because your head will slide off it. So keep your knees bent to begin with and lift your sit bones up and put your hands in underneath your bottom. So the palms are facing down, and then if you want to, you can straighten your legs along the floor. And then we're going to press into your hands, or use your hands to sort of help to lift up, and press into your elbows and keep your head resting on your brick. So you can come onto the crown of your head, but I wouldn't advise that when you're here in an online class. So supported fish pose. So you just feel nice openness at your heart center and openness at Vishwada Chakra, the throat chakra, pressing into your arms. So you're nicely supported. You shouldn't feel any pinching or pain. And you can also put a brick underneath your shoulders if you want to as well. One more breath here. And then gently allow your elbows to come down. Press into your feet. Release your hands. Shift your block away. And just bring your knees in towards your chest very briefly. Have a little rock from side to side. And then just continue with that, or if you'd like to, bring your hands down in between your legs and we'll come into happy baby. So knees are wide, ankles in line with your knees, pressing and encouraging your sacrum down towards the end of your mat. Lovely. And breathe. One more big inhale here. And then very gently bring your knees together. Plant your feet on the floor. Just have a little rock from side to side. And you're ready for your relaxation. So put on any extra layers you might need. Use any props that will help to make you comfortable for the next 10 minutes or so. The most important thing is to make sure that you're warm. So Vishwada Chakra is associated with a nice turquoisey blue colour. And it's also associated with the element of space. So we've been trying to get space here during our practice today to allow ourselves to speak our truth openly and freely. So check again that your head is resting so that your chin isn't tucked in or that you're not poking it up towards the ceiling, and adjust it appropriately. Make whatever adjustments you need to make so that your throat and head are in a nice comfortable position. So check that your shoulders are rolling away from your ears, arms rotated so the backs of the palms are on the floor, the heels out the full width of the mat, and allow the toes to fall away. Take a nice, long, slow, deep inhale. Fill your lungs right up to the top. Brief pause. Open your mouth wide and sigh it out. One more of those. Inhale. Feel the breath moving right down through all the chakras we've looked at so far, right up to the very top. Open your mouth wide. And one more nice, long, slow, deep inhale. And this time, after your pause, seal your lips lightly and just allow it to whisper out through your nostrils. And then just return to your natural breath. And just check that you're not holding tension anywhere in your body. The toes, the tops of the feet, the soles of the feet, the heels, the ankles, the shins, the calves, the knees, the little space behind the knees, the fronts of the thighs, the backs of the thighs, the buttocks, the points of the hips, the abdomen, all the internal organs releasing down onto the back of the body, the waist, the front ribs, the back ribs, the spine, the heart centre, the collarbones broad open in particular, the tops of the shoulders, tops of the arms, the lower arms, the wrists, the backs of the hands, the palms of the hands, all the fingers completely relaxed. The sides of the neck, the jaw, the hinge of the jaw, the cheekbones, the eyes, the eyelids just touching lightly. The eyebrows, the third eye, the forehead broad, open, skull, scalp. And again, just bring your awareness to your breath as it moves around your throat chakra. Notice any sensations with the in and the out breath as the breath moves over your vocal cords, that whole area around the throat chakra. And just be aware of any sensations you're feeling there. Any sensations that might be arising. Probably nothing at all new, but not something that we normally take the time to think about or pay attention to. And now I'd like you to imagine that nice turquoisey blue colour there at your throat chakra. It's shimmering in that lovely sort of aquamarine colour that's both cooling and calming at the same time. And feel that sense of calm, ease, cooling and restfulness as it makes its way through your body. Right across the shoulder girdle, down into the arms and the fingers. Then it moves up past your throat, right up to the crown of your head. And then moves down the whole of your torso, down through your legs, to your feet, to your toes. So your whole body is surrounded in this lovely, cooling, healing, calming, turquoise light. And notice as you breathe, as your breath passes over this turquoise light at your throat center, it's becoming stronger and brighter. And you know that you can speak your truth freely and openly. And allow the strength of that light to send that sense of well-being and peacefulness throughout your whole being. I listen to my inner voice. I hear clearly. I speak my truth with compassion. I express myself confidently. My voice is clear. My voice is strong. So this Vishwada Chakra is such an important one because it is almost like the conductor of the orchestra as far as the lower chakras are concerned. And of course we want all of the chakras to be spinning in harmony. So that we can speak our truth clearly and confidently without fear. But little by little, as you left their voices behind, the stars began to burn through the sheets of clouds, and there was a new voice which you slowly recognised as your own, that kept you company as you strode deeper and deeper into the world, determined to do the only thing you could do, determined to save the only life you could save. So that's from a poem by Mary Oliver called The Journey. So your relaxation is coming to an end. Begin to breathe more deeply. Bring a bit of movement back into your body. Wriggle your fingers, wriggle your toes. And when you're ready, bring your hands together at your throat chakra. So just allow your fingers to gently rest on that little triangle there above your collarbones. And the seed sound for Vishwada Chakra is hum. So we're going to do 3 hums just before we finish it. Again, this is beautifully toning for our throat chakra. So we do it on an exhale. So inhale and hum. Inhale. Hum. Inhale. And just allow your fingers to rest there for another second or two. And just notice how that felt. And gently release your hands. Bring your right knee into your chest, your left knee into your chest, and begin to rock gently from side to side. And when you're ready, take the rock right over onto the right side of your body. And just pause there and give yourself a hug. And then when you're ready, press into your top hand and bring yourself up and meet me in any comfortable seated position. So take a big inhale here and exhale, bow your head down towards your hands. And again, we're stretching out the back of Vishwada Chakra here in this posture. So thank you so much for joining me this morning. I really appreciate your company, and it would not have been the same without you. May the love in our hearts guide the words that we speak and the thoughts that we think. Namaste.